Hello, 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 my beloved souls. Blessed be, blessed day. So it is magical May, and because it is a magical month, we're going to focus on manifestations, and I really just want to help everybody out. So for 2222, for the month of May, we're going to do a one card pull, and then with that pull, we're going to focus on whatever it is that you're manifesting, and then we'll do a mini activation for it. Because I love you, God loves you, and angels surround you. So I hope to see you soon. Later, my beloveds. Hello, 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 my beloved souls. Blessed be, blessed day. Welcome back. I'm Autumn, the Enlightened daughter. For those of you who don't know me, for those who do, I love you. Welcome back, guys. I know I did a thing. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. We all know I don't play in my hair, so I'm freaking out right now. So bear with me if I feel like, but there's Aries season. I'm in Aries. I had to embody all this energy, doing root chakra work, and the red is just helping us do all the things. Anyway, I love you, I love you, I love you. So we have a lot going on planetarily, as always, because the universe played too much. We got the sun in Taurus, Mercury in retrograde, Pluto's in retrograde, and then we have this beautiful solar eclipse happening on Cinco de Mayo, right, in the sign of Scorpio. So Pluto's retrograde, I want to say in the sign of Aquarius. Sun's in Taurus. Mercury. What is Mercury in right now? Really good question. As I looked that up, Mercury retrograde is always sorry, let me mute this. It's always a time for us to stop, reflect, retreat, right? Reevaluate, rejuvenate, right? Rejuvenate your soul, because you have to take a step back and just take a breather during this time. It's not really a time where you want to be starting new projects. It's really a time where you kind of want to just take a step back from the projects you've already been working on and, looking at them from another perspective. This is a time to take a step back from things, especially if you're in the midst of your own storms and your wars or whatever, and take a step back from things and be like, all right, no. Oh, what if we try it this way? Or what if I try it from this perspective? Or listening to another person's perspective on the same scenario that you might be in the middle of, right? It's very challenging sometimes to get a clear head on what is best for the whole picture when we're right in the middle of the storm, right? We got to take a step back, and then we can see things clearly, and we're like, oh, okay, that's actually not the fire over there. The fire's over there. Like, once we resolve this problem, it'll solve all these other things, right? So this is a time when we kind of want to do that. What sign is Mercury in retrograde? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Taurus. Thank you. That's why I need it. I'm like, why are you doing too much? Um, so this is the time where we want to do that. Mercury retrogrades also can be a time of delays, frustrations, miscommunications, technological issues. And so just being mindful of that and having that awareness as an arsenal in your tool belt will help you to traverse these energies, right? If you're traveling, you need to get somewhere, give yourself extra time, right? Be mindful of it. Like, keep the alerts on your phone if you have to travel by plane or something, there's a check-in, or train, however you're choosing to get around the world nowadays, right? Just make sure that you have it all together and that you give yourself ample time, and don't allow yourself to be frustrated, right? Like, if it normally takes you half an hour, give yourself 45 minutes to an hour to get someplace, right? And just as you're traversing these energies, guess what? There's billions of people out there that don't know what's going on consciously, what's happening, right? And so they're also moving pieces, a part of this puzzle, right? So you just want to give yourself extra time, not just for you, but also for you know, the collective who might be out here struggling and causing chaos and confusion and delays by not being well prepared. Um, Miscommunication can easily happen during this time, so make sure that you're being mindful with your words. This could even be a really great time to just pull back from just the verbal diarrhea. You know what I mean? if you're, especially for those of you that are in the middle of separation or have like recently separated, it's like understand everybody's a little on edge right now, right? Everybody's a little tense in the world. It's not just you and maybe your partner and like the situation you're dealing with, like everybody. So you want to be mindful of the things that you're saying. You want to also be aware that there's a lot of projecting going on from people, right? Because people are a little bit angry right now. There's a lot of angst, anxiety, anger, frustration, going on during this time. People are feeling it. Like you can feel kind of like, I just, as I've been collecting with the connecting, connecting with the energy of the collective, um, I keep feeling this deep anxiety, like within me, within my stomach, the tightness within my chest, right? So, I wouldn't be surprised if many people out there are getting like panic attacks, anxiety attacks, right? If there's been stomach issues going on, whether that's like indigestion or diarrhea or constipation, like all that stuff that's going on within like our solar plexus area, right? Within our heart chakra, even a lot of people experiencing some throat, because I just as I'm talking to you, I just felt my throat start to close up. Like it was almost felt like I was losing my voice, and so this is also some of the symptoms that are going around with these energies. We just had that really powerful eclipse, right? The new moon eclipse, and it was the second Aries new moon, right? And that brought a big energy with us. And then we had Beltane ringing in, right? And then we have like the 5-5 portal coming. Like it's just been like boom, 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 boom. There's a lot happening, right? And with this influx of all this light, of all this healing, of all this triggering that's going on, right? Because what's happening, big picture wise, is that we have a lot of light coming onto the planet, right? This planet was shrouded in darkness for a little too long, right? We played this game, we're all in the Matrix, it's fantastic, amazing, yay, ha ha ha. But we let them rock out for a little too long. And it's like Gaia's like, all right, good. Like I'm trying to do something. Gaia put out a call to the universe. She's like, I'm trying to do something. They're doing the most down here. Like I need y'all to come help a sister out. So, here we are showing up as like way showers and light workers, and we're like, we're gonna get the job done. Um, and as that is happening, we're bringing more and more light onto the planet, right? Because where there's darkness, then there's light, right? We have a dual universe. And as we're bringing more of this light to the planet, guess what? All the stuff that was kind of like hidden under wraps or done in secret is all coming to light, right? So it seems like you're moving around the world and it looks like a shit show, right? Like it's like, what in the entire fuck is happening? It's like everywhere you turn, there's like chaos, confusion, worry, stress, doubt. Like you're just like, what is happening? But what's happening is that we're cutting the lights on in every room. So you're walking through a freaking abandoned house, right? Or at least it feels that way. And you're cutting on the lights. And what happens when you cut on the lights? The bugs, the roaches, the dirt, the filth start running away, right? All of a sudden, it was dark and now it's light. And so if you've been in the darkness this whole time and your eyes are adjusted to the darkness and the lights come on, what do? We squint, right? We can't, it's hard to see. That's what's happening right now. People are squinting, bugs are running, right? And you're feeling that, right? It's scary. It can be a little chaotic, right? And so that's the energy of anxiety and fear and angst that's coming up with people, but also anger, right? Because guess what? Like, imagine like a homeless person that's been in an abandoned home, for a minute. They finally found a place where they can rest their head safely, boom, boom. They kind of like made it their own. And then the city decides that they're going to buy, all these buildings. And so now they're coming in and they're either going to like tear it down or they're evicting people that have been kind of like squatting in these places. And now there's this anger, right? They're already angry and frustrated because of their living situation. And now they're angry and frustrated because they finally kind of found the thing and now it's being taken from them, right? So they feel like it's very unfair and frustrated and they hate the city and like, and then you're picking up on that anger, right? Like there's all of these energies going on around us, bubbling up beneath the surface. And so many of you have been feeling that. And again, I'm feeling it. I'm connecting to you guys with energies really from like the solar plexus, the heart chakra, and the throat chakra. I'm catching it the most, like right here. So it's like, it feels like a very blocked energy, right? And that's what third, fourth, and fifth chakras, right? So we really want to clear that out so we can have a clear flow again, right? Our root chakra is the base chakra. Listen, I'm going to just say this one time. Mercury is retrograde, fucking with my speech. I'm sorry if I sound retarded. I'm not going to keep apologizing. It's kind of like funny and annoying all at the same time, but just take this walk with me. Anyway, so we have all of the anger, frustration, anxiety, angst, all of that bubbling between the surface, blocking our middle chakras right here, right? So we really want to clear that out as much as you can. So again, if you've been dealing with indigestion, upset stomachs, like burping, feeling like tightness in your chest, like uh, these pits in your stomach, right? And there's a difference between like the butterflies you get when you're kind of nervous, like first date or first new day at the job, first day at school kind of thing, to these like to this feeling of almost like disempowerment, right? It's kind of like you're scared to move forward, you're scared to show your light, you're scared to speak your truth, you're scared to rock the boat, right? And it's like this fear, and it's keeping you small, and it's blocking you from your blessings. That's like the egoic mind coming through and being like, no, you don't want to do that because, your uncle tried that and he couldn't do it and they failed. Or your brother did that and he couldn't do it and they failed. And you don't want you to fail. You don't want to be disappointed just like they were disappointed. Have people talking about you like everybody's still talking about them. Then we have all these energies going up between us. So you really just want to give yourself permission to live. Give yourself permission to expand and to explore and to to thrive. That's the word that I was given. Give yourself permission to thrive. Give yourself permission to be authentic. Give yourself permission to stand in your truth. Allow yourself to be whoever the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Like you're perfectly imperfect. 11:11 on the clock. Um, you're dope. You know what I mean? Like you're an expression of the divine. Do you think God is corny or whack or fat or stupid or whatever other degrading word you may have for yourself in this moment? No. Like you're an expression of the divine. You're literally like a little piece of God just out here in these streets, just being amazingly you. Like own that. You know what I mean? Like own that. So anyway, so with the solar eclipse energy coming in, with Mercury being retrograde, right? There's like all this stuff happening, and Pluto being retrograde in Aquarius. What is happening? What I'm seeing big time. You know, Scorpio rules kind of like the underworld, right? Like that's like the Lilith, dark moon kind of energy, the taboos, the things that we don't talk about in the shadows, right? It's like the death and rebirth and our eroticism and our sexuality and the genitalia and like, all this stuff. But it's also this really deep water sign, right? Really deep, deep, deep oceanic, deep waters, right? And the surface, it looks really calm. I love Scorpios. I have a ton of Scorpios in my life. I think they're amazing. And I always laugh and tell them, I'm like, still waters run deep. I'm like, people need to stop playing with y'all because y'all are not all there. You know what I mean? And I mean that in the most loving way. They're fucking fantastically psychotic. I love it. I'm here for it. I sign up for it every single day. Um, and Pluto being retrograde is also highlighting the things that are in the shadows of our life. So again, what's happening? We got all this light coming to the planet, right? We got all this light coming to the planet, and then the lights are cutting on. Boom, boom, boom. The things that are in our shadow energy, right, are showing us where we're being triggered or things that have gone unhealed within us or the parts of ourselves that we need to let shine and to embody and to embrace to show up in our authenticity, right? To be okay with being vulnerable. That's all our shadow stuff coming up right now, right? So many of you are ending cycles. And with this eclipse, listen, eclipses are very chaotic energy, right? Because it's not like a small end of a cycle. It's not necessarily a gentle end of a cycle. When we are experiencing eclipse energy and there's a need for a transformation to occur, right, for a cycle to end so another one can begin, definitely with this Scorpiotic energy. Think about that. Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth. We got one thing ending and another thing beginning with this chaotic eclipse energy going on, right? And what is eclipse? It goes from light, it goes to darkness, right? So that's another shadow energy that we got coming on. It's like you're in the middle of a freaking party. It's the middle of the day. whatever's happening, or no, it could be like late at night, right? But you're in a party, all the lights are on in the house, blah, 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 everyone's having a good time, music's on, and next thing you know, you guys lose power. And the next thing you know, the lights come back on, right? But it's like, wow, what happened in that moment that we lost power? You couldn't see anything. You like everything went quiet. There's that energy of fear that comes up. Like this is all happening right now. Like this is all a thing, you know. Like everyone's kind of like dealing with this. So we have again, you guys are ending one cycle and starting another. And because we are in this eclipse season, and because it is in the sign of Scorpio, and because eclipses push us to another level, right? It's not a gentle nudge. It's not, oh, I'm walking down the steps one at a time, right? No, it's like you're standing, you're about to take a step, and somebody kind of like shoves you from the back. And so you kind of like fall down the steps, right? Or kind of like, you know, yeah, fall down the steps doesn't necessarily mean you fall and bust your behind, but you fall, maybe you fall into the wall, maybe you're able to catch yourself on the railing. Either way, it feels kind of like a shove, right? And so thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. Why was that a struggle? We're not gonna go there. Anyway, so it's like you're being shoved, right? And so that's what eclipses do. They shove us to like the next kind of like point. So we're closing out this cycle and being shoved to the next timeline. You're it's almost gonna feel like you bypassed a couple of steps. You know, like it's like you got the advance to go card in Monopoly, right? And so all of a sudden, like at one point you over here on the side, what's over here next to the light blues? What is that? Like the light purples or whatever, or whatever. You had a railroad. There you go. Fuck that. You had a railroad. And then you get the like advance to go card. And all of a sudden you bypass all of the heavy areas, right? All the reds, all the yellows, the blues. There's mad houses and hotels. When you have no bread, all of a sudden you get to go straight to go, collect your $200. Like that's where you're at right now. So all of you're gonna be in one situation, one area of your life. You're gonna feel like it, and next thing you know, you're just gonna be pushed to a whole nother version of yourself, like a serious timeline jump. This isn't a gentle one though. It is for your highest and greatest good, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. And if you've been doing the inner work, it's gonna be kind of delicious because it's gonna kind of feel like, for those of you that have been doing deep, sorry, I'm sorry that I might feel like I'm jumping all over the place. There's just a lot of messages coming through. For those of you who have been doing the inner work for a long period of time, and not seeing any results and being very frustrated, right? Frustrated in your magic and your manifestations and your prayers and in your creations, right? However you choose to word it, it's all the same shit. Um, you're finally going to be seeing tangible manifestations occurring. So, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. In the next 3 to 6 weeks, you're going to start seeing tangible results of your previous manifestations. You're going to start to see things showing up in your world that are going to remind you of why you were doing all those processes, why you've been doing all this healing, why you've been doing all this inner work. There a lot of the delays that you might have been experiencing in your manifestations aren't because aren't because you're doing something wrong, aren't because you didn't do the right process or whatever, however it worked out, you didn't say the right words. It has nothing to do with that. A lot of these things have been blocked or delayed because you weren't addressing the triggers that are around the manifestation. So what do I mean by that? So let's say you're trying to manifest a new relationship, right? You've been single for a minute, you're like healing yourself instead of out here dating and being messy when you know you should be healing. You're taking some time for yourself. You kind of like re evaluated where you showed up in those relationships and, like maybe how you were the bad guy at some situations and what that relationship's done to teach you, and you're doing all things. You're going back and forth, right? You're trying to learn, you're trying to grow, you're trying to do all these things, and now you're manifesting a new divine partnership. Now you're manifesting a new partner, and then you're putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there, but it just seems like nothing's sticking. Nothing's sticking, right? Throwing the pasta on the wall just keeps hitting the ground. Nothing. And you're getting frustrated, right? Because you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I've been single for like 3 years and I've been doing the work and I've been trying to chill and like, like did the energy of forgiveness and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you didn't heal the trigger around the relationship, right? Like you met some guy when you were on freaking online dating and he reminded you of one of your exes who happens to be Dominican, and this person said they're Dominican, and all of a sudden you froze up and your whole body shifted, and then, your energy got weird. It's like, why is that country now triggering you, right? Like, what are you supposed to learn from that? How can you release that energy and truly forgive your ex, truly move on to the point where if you do meet someone who's freaking amazing and happens to be your divine counterpart and they also happen to be Dominican, it's not going to be like a fear, a flashback to a trauma, right? Instead, it's just gonna be like, oh, I love that country. I really resonate with like some of the music and the foods, and I even dated someone from there one time, and like, you're not him, and we moved on. Um, I'll give you another example. So one of my bank accounts, they thought there was fraud in my account, right? So they like froze everything in my bank account, shut it down, and they're like, we're gonna have to investigate, and then we're gonna send you your bread. I'm like, okay. It wasn't that simple. It's okay, but I'm trying to keep the story short. So I already am aware, like, there's all this banking stuff going on in the States. I'm also aware that as a light worker, that there are energetic kind of vampires and spiders out there trying to like attack us, and they're attacking our finances. Because why? Because if you're a light worker with money, you're able to do more good in the world. It's gonna fuck up a little people's, traumas and traumas and dramas. So I was already like, all right, cool. Like, it'll come when it needs to come. I'm not gonna sit here stressing about it, right? But like every once in a while, it'll annoy me because I'm like, damn, like y'all really just like fucked up like what I was doing. Like I'm kind of like aggravated by it, but just trying to let it go, right? Trying to let it go, move on. Trying to let it go, move on. So talking to my guys about this, right? I'm analyzing all the stuff that's going on within the collective. I'm seeing people flipping out. I'm seeing mad projections. I'm seeing arguments start, and I'm like, all right, people are a little tense right now. There's a little frustration going on. There's a lot of fear going on. I get that. I can feel it, And I'm like, what am I supposed to learn from this like bank thing? I'm like, why am I not? Why is this taking so long? And they're like, oh, you. Like, me what? And they're like, you're the reason it's taking so long. Like you got all scared and worried and started overthinking the situation and thinking that this is gonna be an issue, and so you created this like whirlwind. And then you put your situation in that whirlwind, and now, you know, when the whirlwind loses momentum and loses speed and it stops, then it'll stop. But you did this. That was your energy. That was you freaking out. We told you it was fine, and you decided to do it anyway. We told you it was fine, and you decided to overthink it anyway. We told you it was fine, and you decided to try to do all these other things anyway, and the steps you made caused more frustration, delays, and confusion. And I was like, ugh, punch in the stomach, right? I was like, first of all, y'all didn't have to yell, but I understand the point, right? So I had to like own that, and I was like, damn, like I just played myself. You know what I mean? And I was like mad frustrated, So sat in the silence and the stillness, and I was just like, yo, I'm really sorry, And it's not like I'm apologizing to my guides because they're perfect beings of pure love. Like, they're not looking for an apology from me. They're looking for an acknowledgement and an awareness from me that I realize, hey, I fucked up by freaking out, by not trusting my higher self, by not trusting my inner guidance, by not trusting the guidance that I was given, going against it with the egoic mind who lives in the energy of fear, and then cause confusion, delay, and frustration on my own shit. Why? Because I didn't trust my spirit self. I decided to trust my ego self. Dumb, right? Dumb. It is what it is, right? When you know better, you do better. So I'm just sharing that with you to just let you guys know, like, this is what's going on right now, right? Like, within the collective. So whatever little storm, whirlwind, tornado, earthquake that you have going on in your world, take a step back right now and do a huge reflection, right? Retrogrades are great for, again, reflecting, reevaluating, rejuvenating, resting, taking a step back and looking at the big picture, finishing up old tasks, not starting anything new, you know? Um, being very clear with how you communicate with people, being very mindful of your paperwork and your contracts, right? If you don't have to sign anything right now, hold off. You know what I mean? Unless it's time sensitive. And if it is time sensitive, read it again, have somebody else read it, check it again, right? Make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Di's are dotted. I's are dotted. This is hilarious. Like, I can't even be mad at the fact that I can't talk because I just think it's so fucking funny. All right, what else? Stand in your boundaries. That was another thing that came up recently. It's like, because the sun is in Taurus and Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So Taurus rules love, money, and like the finer things in life, right? Like our comforts, like the comfortability of your home. Like if you ever go to a Taurus's home, it's like very comfortable and the things are nice, right? It's about luxury, but sustainability and comfort. Taurus is a very nurturing energy, for the most part. Again, it's about rules love, it rules finances, um, and all that stuff. But not but. And we're in the energy of Taurus right now, right? So love is coming up to the forefront. Money's coming up to the forefront. Those are big energies that we're going to be dealing with right now, right? Where you're living, how you're living, who you're dealing with, your neighborhood, your home, like mostly your home, your sanctuary, right? Like, are you comfortable with things? Do you need to get rid of things? Do you need to do another like spring cleaning? Do you need to downsize? Like, whatever it is, right? That's going to be the energies that you're thinking about during this. Energies that are kind of playing out the most at this time. And because we are in such a loving energy, we need to also be mindful that we're setting clear boundaries with people. Where we haven't set clear boundaries, where we haven't had the wherewithal to maybe create some limitations in our life, this eclipse, shadow, retrograde energy that we got going on, all of that's about to come to the forefront. All to the front. All to the front. Cutting the whole line. Nope, I'm here first, right? So you need to set some clear boundaries. You need to stand in your no. You need to be okay with that, right? A maybe is a no is a no. It's either yes or it's no, right? And like stand in your answer. Don't backpedal trying to make somebody else feel better because they might have felt uncomfortable or because they're not like necessarily okay with the fact that like you've decided to set boundaries. You've decided that you're going to limit yourself. You've decided to say no to some things. People love to tell us that we're selfish because we're not thinking about their self first. It's like, oh, you're being selfish for putting yourself before my needs because I want you to put my needs before your needs because I actually feel like I'm the most important person in this scenario. So I'm going to tell you you're selfish because you're not thinking about me. Backwards, right? Um, it is what it is, though. What else do you need to know? Boundaries, limitations. Oh, and the mirroring. That's fine. We get a lot of mirroring going on, right? People are either like projecting onto you or mirroring back to you things that you need to see. For the most part, I'll say 90% of the time. I'm not gonna make that a blanket statement. But more likely, if you're out here, you're seeing a reflection of some shit or a projection of some shit, or it's just maybe a passing lesson, right? It's 8 billion people on the planet. You never know what's popping. Um, you're gonna be seeing a lot of people mirroring back to you not only your fears, your limitations, your judgments, your criticisms, whether you're aware of them or not. Um, they're going to be speaking back to you, even the things that are unspoken and in your heart. So if you have fears and frustrations and worries and doubts somewhere within your energetic makeup, right? That energy is coming to the surface. That energy is coming to the light. That energy is going to be a mirror in front of you, and it's going to be like, word, word, right? You're doing the thing, right? You're in the mirror playing, right? Yeah. All that coming right back to you. I was dealing with a scenario the other day, right? And it was pretty frustrating, but I didn't put any words to it verbally. I wasn't gonna like tell the story to one person and keep telling everybody the same sob story about this energy and then giving it more momentum. I just wasn't gonna do that. But I was like thinking about it. It was on my mind. It was in my energy. I had been talking to my guys about it and not even like getting any like feedback, but I was just kind of like letting them know that I was kind of frustrated with this scenario, or that's what it was, a fear. And so I had someone mirror back to me almost that same exact energy. And as they're talking to me and I'm talking them through the scenario, in my head, I'm like, wow. Because I knew immediately what the purpose of the conversation was. I knew immediately like what the cause of the situation was. Like I needed to see what this looked like from another perspective, right? I heard the mirror, I heard the fear, I heard the doubt, I heard the worry, I heard the concern. You know, I heard my advice in this situation, and I was like, duly noted. You know what I mean? Like, check, check. So just be aware of that people are either projecting some shit onto you right now, or they're going to be mirroring back to you some stuff that you haven't dealt with. And how are you going to deal with it? How is it looking to you? When you see it being reflected back to you from another person, how does that make you feel about yourself, about the scenario, about the person, right? Whatever the case may be. So we got all of that going on. So money, love, and your home really are going to be really strong themes going on. Um, and again, for those of you that have been doing a lot of inner work, a lot of law of attraction stuff, law of assumption, manifestations, all the things, right? Um, but haven't been seeing results. And I mean, I'm not going to say you haven't been seeing nothing, you know, like I'm not, you might get like a small thing here, a little thing here. It's just inconsistent. You know what I mean? Like if you've been like manifesting new clients, right? Maybe you get one here, one there, maybe a referral here, or put really great potential there, and then there's no follow through there. You know, like you know, your numbers are up, they're down. One month you're making 10K, the next month you're making freaking nothing, right? You got this all going on. You're getting kind of frustrated. You know, you're like, I'm following man the guidance. I'm doing all the work. I'm doing the steps. I'm doing the routines. I read the books. I did the seminars. Blah blah blah. All those things. Again, in the next 3 to 6 weeks, you're going to start to see things um, tangibly from your energetic field start to manifest. Um, they want you to be aware of that and to like acknowledge it. So guys, like I need you to like be like, oh my God, like I can't believe this happened. I manifested this. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors, whoever you talk to on the other side of the realm. Higher self, oneness, or just fucking just say thank you. Like be aware of the manifestation. Give give it your attention. Give it a heartfelt thank you. A heartfelt thank you. And like know that that is just the beginning. That was another strong message. Like be aware that it's your manifestation. Be grateful that it has arrived and know that it's just the beginning. Your gratitude is going to be the catalyst that keeps that pathway open. Okay, so things are gonna kind of start like trickling in for you, but whether or not that trickle becomes a freaking waterfall or it dries out like a dam's been built, will be solely dependent on you, your awareness, and your level of like just gratitude and acknowledgement, right? Gratitude is like a magic freaking sauce, guys. You just need to know that. All right. Oh my gosh, we're half an hour in and I haven't even pulled any cards for you. I'm sorry, my beloveds. It was a lot. It was a lot of downloads coming through for you. All right. We're gonna start with the angels of Atlantis. So thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me in the collective at this time. What do we need to know? What do we need to see in regards to this beautiful eclipse that we got going on in Scorpio? And any retrograde energy, I guess, if you want to share that as well. What do we need to know? What do we need to see at this time? Oh, bottom of the deck. Archangel Metatron, divine intelligence. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. It's beautiful. Um, there's information in your Akashic records that so there's information in our Akashic records from every lifetime we've ever had, right? Like it's our book, our life books, our lives books, I guess you could say. Um, the book of you, right? I got like the book of Autumn, there's the book of Katie, the book of Daniel, like there's the book of everyone. Um, okay. Archangel Metatron, thank you. Archangel Metatron has been working with some of you in sleep time, and you've been going through your Akashic records. There's information in your Akashic records that you can ask to have access to in this lifetime to help you on your path for your highest and greatest good. Is that right? Am I getting all that? So you have gifts, you have talents, you have skills from every lifetime you've ever lived, right? Some of you have come into this lifetime and you're just natural born singers, you're natural born artists, you're a natural born cook, right? You're a natural born teacher, right? And it's because you've done this in all these other lifetimes, and every time you gain something from another lifetime, right, that gets added unto you. But there are some skills and some talents and some gifts that have been dormant up until now. And Archangel Metatron has been helping you guys and working with you guys to activate those things now in this lifetime. It's like it's time for these things to be revealed. It's time for these things to come to the forefront. It's time for you to use them again. Um, it feels very ancient. Like there's some type of like ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, ancient knowing that is being reactivated through you, through this eclipse energy. Wow, that's crazy. So it's almost like when the eclipse happens and everything goes dark, right? And then it comes back on, and then there's a light on. Like there's a light on inside of you and a part of you that wasn't there before that's going to kind of transform things. For some of you, you're going to be creating things. Giving me like an AI feel, it's giving me a technology feel, it's giving me like a globe kind of feel. So see like a light bulb. So I don't know if this is just one of you or some of you, but your creation, which is not surprising as we're moving into Age of Aquarius, your creation, the thing that you're working on or the gift that has been shared with you that can come through you is going to have a huge worldwide effect um like the light bulb did for mankind. It's that type of technology that's being worked on or worked through you at this time. That is super dope. I don't know if you guys are scientists or creators, or maybe you're taking a freaking technology class. I don't know what that is, but there is something that is coming through you that a plant that would serve humanity as a whole. And Archangel Metatron is helping you and working with you to remember that you learned all of this before so that you can activate it in this lifetime. That is fucking dope, yo. Congratulations and shout out to you. I hear you. I see you. Please let me know in the comments what it is because I am all here for it. Like, let me support you. Archangel Sandalphon, intentions. Again, so I know you guys have been doing the work, right? The inner work. I see that very clearly through these messages. Keep setting your intentions. Keep doing your prayers. Keep doing your meditations. Hold the line, right? You see? Oh, I love it. See how she's all on this water, right? Just hold the line, right? We got this deep, deep spiritual scorpiotic energy, right? It's all calm underneath, but we don't know what's going on. It's all calm at the top, but we don't know what's going on underneath, right? So this is you at the top, in the stillness and the quiet, just doing what you need to do, following the processes, connecting with the sun, activating your third eye, all the things. What we don't know is what's happening under the water, and what's happening under the water are your manifestations, right? Are your gifts, are the things that, the universe has been cooking up for you because you've been doing this work. Because you've been taking time to do the work, because you've been getting into the stillness, you've been doing your prayers, you've been connecting with nature, you've been scripting, you've been freaking praying, you've been decluttering, you've been feng shuiing your house, right? You've been eating healthier, you try to freaking take salt baths. Like, you're doing all the things, my beautiful light workers and way showers. You're doing all of the things, right? And it's like, cool. You see, you finally got your energy under control. Cool, calm, and collected up top, right? See all this yellow too? It said again with that solar plexus, right? We're healing that. It's like you're cool, you're calm, you're collected, fantastic. Underneath the waters, it's about to go down, and it's lit, yo. It's lit. I love this for you. Oh, Archangel Uriel, some freedom. Okay, I love it. Again, this beautiful yellow color. So move your body around. Maybe dancing will help you to clear that energy within your solar plexus, right? And really start to just shift that energy around so that you're not feeling this anger, this anxiety, this frustration, this worry that's going on within the collective, right? Do something to raise your vibration. Do something to make you feel joy, right? Archangel Uriel here is, yeah, Uriel is here. Like, give yourself permission to have some fun. Give yourself permission to throw your arms back and to open up your arms and open up your heart and to really just embrace the beauty of the day or of the night. Like, look at all the stars surrounding you. This is all of your team of light just there celebrating with you, right? So even when we dance with, like, no one's looking, guess what? Our angels are always looking and they're jamming right there along with us. You know what I'm saying? Ow, twerking right with you. And then we got Archangel Zaphiel with compassion. I love this energy. I love this energy. So I love, first of all, the colors, right? We got the yellow and orange here. We got the freaking yellow here. We got the red here. So really do whatever work you can on those, on your base chakras, right? Like, really open it up. Like I said, I'm doing root chakra work. So I got red. I'm going to get my life all together. And then again. You know what I'm saying? Archangel Zaphiel, compassion. So open up your heart. And like I told you guys, just like you're dealing with all this right now, guess what? So is the rest of the collective. So it's definitely imperative that we have compassion for one another at this time, because we're not the only ones going through this shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Cut the deck. Joy. What I say? Do what you got to do to bring some joy and happiness into your life. All right, Gaia. What messages do you have for the collective? Eating dark chocolate too will help you to feel grounded. Eating foods from the earth will help you to feel grounded, really grounded. Did I happen to mention grounding? I think I just have it in my notes. I don't think I mentioned it to you, but stay grounded at this time. That'll also help you to traverse these energies a lot easier. Oh my God. I love when she comes out in the reading. I love when Gaia comes through with the come through. All right, so just to like here to support you. Go out into nature as often as possible and connect with her. If you can't get outside, bring nature into the house, right? Get some plants, flowers, do what you can. Listen to like shamanic drums or like the ocean sounds or rain, while you're in the house. You can play that. There's a ton of them on YouTube. I put ocean sounds on my on put ocean sounds on every night for when my children go to sleep. So they're lulled to sleep by the sounds of the ocean, right? Like, they're always connecting with Gaia. It's beautiful. We got some blessings coming in. I love this. The promise of heaven, right? So, as uncomfortable as some of these energies may feel at times, right? again, like I said, we're ending one cycle and starting another. This shove from the universe is shoving you towards your blessings. Like, how dope is that? Like, the universe is like, no, bitch, we're tired of you being unhappy. Get, leave that nigga alone and go over there. Go have it. Go. He offered. Go. Go talk to Cutie Pie over there, right? Like, you've been single for 6 months, girl. It's time for you to get out the house. Go have a drink. I'm going to the bathroom with him. You know what I mean? It's like that type of thing. Like, stop being scared. Music coming in. Oh, I love this. It's a harmony. So peace, harmony. Um, oh, for some of you, okay. I love listening to different artists and how they incorporate like light language into their music, and that is the message for some of you here as well. You've either been listening to music recently, um, and receiving light codes from it, or you may be the one who is creating these harmonic um, sounds that are angelically inspired. So I feel like whenever we think of like the angels singing, it's like a very like, oh, but that's not like this. It's like the angels are channeling it through you and you're expressing it in your way. But still, however that is, however you're choosing to express it, you're you're putting a call out to your soul tribe. And for some of you, this is how you meet your divine counterparts. So maybe you guys were, I don't know, like working on a song together and you like fall in love, or you're in music class together, meet at a concert. I don't know, for some of you, this blessing is you meeting with your divine counterpart, or you guys coming together to create something. For the majority of those in that category, though, it's going to be something music. Whether you write a song together, do beats together, one of you sings, one of you play. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Um, but there's a blessing of love coming in through this chaos and through these disruptions. For those of you that needed to end relationships and have been like fighting for dear life and holding on, like, by the skin of your nails, it's quiet. Like, the eclipse is going to shove you in the direction that you need to go. You can let this happen easily, or you can be shoved down the steps, right? You can walk down the steps, knowing you got to pick up the pace because there's a crowd behind you. So you're walking quickly, or you're gonna get pushed if you're moving too slow because there's a crowd behind you. Either way, you got to go down the steps. You know what I'm saying? So we can handle this with grace and ease and flow and harmony, right? But you're being shoved out of that fuckery because it's time for you to meet your true blessing, right? The person that is meant to be in your life. The doves, the peace, the doves, the harmony, the blessings. I love that. Yeah, again, so those of you who have been working on like your manifestations, law of assumption, law of attraction, prayers, spells, however you choose to word it, don't give up, right? Don't give up. Like, understand, like, you're doing the right thing, right? You're doing the right thing. Also, with this invocation card, um, I feel like some of you, okay, so some of you have been trying to connect with some of your skills or your gifts, or you're getting frustrated with yourself. They're saying to look to the stars, look to the stars for, look to the stars for those that inspire you. So, all right, so let's say you're a cook, right? and you love cooking, right? Maybe you've been to culinary school, or maybe it's a dream of yours, whatever. You just love to cook. You love cooking. You're like kind of inspired, but maybe you've gotten to like a block where you're not feeling very creative or inspired anymore, or you just think that like everything is just not coming out the right way, right? You're getting super super frustrated, or you just like you kind of wish that like okay, so okay, okay. Woo. God, they just gave me myself as an example. I love cooking. I love food. I went to culinary school, professionally trained, worked in restaurants for over 20 years, blah, blah, blah. As I was growing up, I would watch The Frugal Gourmet and Julia Child on TV, right? Every day. That was my thing. Julia Child, sat there, watched her. I was so in love with that drunk little French woman. And as I got older and I studied with all these different chefs, and I've worked with some of the dopest chefs in the States, I always wished that like, wow, I wish I would have like met her so I can like work with her. They're saying you don't have to wish, you can invoke that energy, call that person to you, kind of invoke that energy, work with them to be inspired, to be creative, and allow them to come through for you. So we can always connect with those that are on the other side of the realm, right? Not just our ancestors, not just our guides, not just people that we have like a direct connection with in the physical. Every person that's ever existed, every soul that's ever existed still exists somewhere. Nikola Tesla, if you feel so inspired, right? Albert Einstein, freaking Charles Darwin. Like we have the ability to tap in with these people with their spirits at any given time, right? And so maybe you wanna like create a little altar, a little space where you can kind of like connect with and honor that spirit's energy and ask them for whatever guidance or clarity that you may need in the creative endeavor that you are working towards at this time. Wow, that was a lot. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, Vision Quest too. There's a lot of inner work happening at this time, and that's really dope. So continue to follow your processes. If you like this desert always gives me the energy of someone that's like going out to the desert like Jesus did for like 40 days and 40 nights. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. This gives me like Sedona vibes. Like maybe you're going out into the desert or going to a highly activated like spiritual site, right? So maybe it's Sedona, maybe it's Mount Shasta, maybe it's Stonehenge, right? Giza, like whatever it may be, in order to channel, in order to connect, in order to reawaken, in order to activate yourself, right? Like that is these vibes that are going on. So do what you need to do to be within your own energies. Maybe you are taking a step away from people for a while, right? And going on a vision quest or an inner quest and silencing out the world, right? So that you can hear your higher self again. You can hear the messages that you've been receiving from the divine, right? So that you can do your prayers and your rituals and your processes alone, right? In private without people like nearby and kind of like judging you. Feel like you guys are creating something super freaking amazing, or you're working on something that people don't really know about. Keep that same energy. Like nobody needs to know about it yet until you're ready. That's so funny. Okay, wait, guys, hold on. So yes, you guys are being activated at this time. There's deep activations that are coming in. So again, with this ending, you just ended one cycle. You're being pushed right into your next timeline, like whether you feel like you're ready or not, because it's not that you're not ready, it's that you may not feel like you're ready. You're If you weren't ready, God wouldn't be pushing you in that direction. So you're being pushed to your next timeline, and everything is being kind of activated within you, right? The things again from your Akashic records that we talked about before are being reawakened and called to the surface. So there's some talents, skills, gifts that you have that you've already gained over many lifetimes that are dormant within your Akash right now, that are going to serve your highest and greatest good, that are going to serve the highest and greatest good of the collective, and that is why they're coming back online at this time. And as that occurs through all of these shifts and transitions, again, you're going to start to see shifts within the next 3 to 6 weeks, but this energy is really going to play out strongly over the next 6 months. You are going to emerge. You're going to come out and you're going to be completely different than you were before. Be mindful and take note of what's going on in your life right now during this lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Literally, I want you to like take note of it. Take note of what was going on around your life around that last hybrid eclipse that we just had in the new moon in Aries. Take note, be mindful of what's going on in your life right now, because in the next 6 to 12 months, things are going to look very different, right? So if you have a journal, I suggest you journal this out and just kind of like take stock of where you're at everywhere in your life, and then come back and look at it. What do you want to manifest? What are you trying to have happen in your life, right? In the next year, really like the next like 3 to 6 months. What are you trying to have? What are you trying to manifest? What are you releasing? What are you healing? Full moons are all about release, baby. And this full moon eclipse in Scorpio is no joke. You're going to get rid of some of that stuff in the shadow, whether you like it or not. It's like, no, I don't want to hear it anymore. We're going into the basement. All the lights are on. We're opening the doors and everything comes out. And if you wanted it, guess what? You should have put it somewhere. But since it's still in the basement and it has been for 2 years, I guess nobody needs it. Today's the time for a fucking yard sale. Deep. Okay. Wow. Partnerships just popped out. Not surprising, right? Sun is in Taurus, that love energy going on. So one door closes, another one opens, right? We're getting rid of the toxic partnerships and we're coming into some healed, some whole. You see how they're holding each other equally, right? It's not like one person is doing more than another. It's like, no, we've got each other's backs. That's why we're coming together. This is the energy of the Three of Pentacles, right? We're all working together for the same, like, greatest good. We're all on the same page, right? We're finally, like, again in alignment with like that soul family, the soul tribe coming in. And I feel again that like your gifts, your talents are going to be a huge contribution as to what calls those people towards you. You know what I mean? It's like time to get out there. Or you're going to be in alignment with someone else because of their expression of their light work, 55-55. You're gonna resonate with like a certain artist more. You're gonna resonate with like a certain like singer more, right? It's because you're like listening to them, or the harmonics that they're playing in their songs are like calling to your soul. It's like when I listen to Enigma. I may not always know what they're saying, but I feel the music. You know what I mean? It's that type of vibe. Ooh, so we're gonna have some truths coming out. Listen, what did I say? Everything in the motherfucking dark comes to the light, bitches, right? Shadow time. Yeah, I was like, oh, shadow time? Fantastic. Cut all the lights on. Like a little kid in your room, right? Like you're in the room and you're freaking out. All of a sudden, all the shadows look like something. Then you cut the light on, you realize it's the same bookshelf. It's the same coat. It's the same stuffed animal, right? The truth is coming out. Look to the world, they said. Look to the world. Look to the world politics, and you'll see where the truth is coming out, how it's being played out all across the board. What did I say? Solitude. You guys are taking some time for yourself to really be with your energies. When you're in the moment, when you take the time for the stillness, when you're doing the inner work, that's when these energies can come to you, right? So keep doing your deep inner spiritual work, right? Whether that's you're actually like reading the text or journaling or whatever it may be, right? Like you really just want to stay focused on that. When you're taking that time for yourself, even if it's only like 15, 20 minutes a day, for the quiet, for the stillness, to be one with your thoughts, to connect with your higher self, it's transformative. It's transformative. I love to do it at the beginning of the day because it sets my energy for the day, but you do what works best for you. Oh, crown chakra being activated as well. So some healing and clearings. Again, a lot of downloads. Archangel Metatron, like I said, is coming through in the evening, in the nighttime, in dream state, and really working with you and downloading this information from your Akash. All right, that's so dope. Ooh, we got the Ace of Swords coming out. Triumphant success. So again, this is the sword of truth. You know what I'm saying? This is Archangel Michael's sword, Excalibur. This is the sword of truth. Like when this comes out, it's all good, right? We're gonna handle the truth. We're gonna cut through the nonsense. We're gonna cut through the fake barriers and limitations. So whatever you may have been feeling blocked or trapped or disempowered, right? Archangel Michael's coming through like, nah, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you again. Nah, I got you again. No, fuck that. It's like he's like in front of you, like cutting down all the freaking vines and stuff. It's almost like he's got a machete. And then solar plexus, of course. Do what you can to heal the solar plexus, right? Eat yellow foods. Listen to solar plexus on the solar plexus music and meditations on YouTube. Wear the color yellow. I can't with mine not even being able to speak. Hope coming through, right? Hold on to that. Don't ever give up. Your light is changing. You see how there's like a little person in the hand, right? It's like the more you do your work, the more you heal, the more you hold yourself in the light, the more you remember your luminosity, the greater your light goes, right? So this is almost like I feel like some of you are just finally starting to remember who you are as a soul, and it's allowing your soul to expand. It's about to be really fun and delicious. Some of you also connect with the fairies and you find resonance with that. They just wanted me to say that. Financial and material changes. Not surprising considering what's going on financially, right? Not surprising considering what's going on as we're moving out of one energy into another. It's the last time we had, what was this strong Capricorn energy around? But we had all the bank systems going to a shit show, right? Years ago. And now here we are again. We just had that big collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank, and money is being frozen, and there's like wars and all this stuff. Not surprising that this is the anxiety and the fear that is going on within the collective, right? Not surprising that these changes are going to happen. It doesn't have to be a chaotic change, but it is showing you with this hand being held open, and it's time to let things go. We can't keep holding on to things so tightly to the old ways and thinking that that's going to work when it's not. It's not going to work. It's time to let things go, trust in the process, have some hope. See, both hands are open, right? So you're being told to let go here and to embrace this instead, because this is where the blessings are going to come in. This is where the light's going to come in. This is where the joy is going to come in. This is where the peace and the fulfillment is going to come in. This is where your divine birthright comes in, when you learn to let go and trust in the universe and trust in the light and the messages that are coming through for you. And patience and planning, right? Patience, guys. We're planting seeds here, seeds of grace that are going to transform the world. This didn't happen in 5 seconds, so give it some time to heal. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace, right? And be patient with the seeds that are growing. Why? So that they can be sturdy, so that they can be solid, right? You're impatient. You're trying to build something like this. Guess what? One wrong storm and everything gets knocked down. No, we don't want to do that. We want to make sure our foundation is strong, is solid, our root chakras, okay? And then bottom of the deck, material and spiritual prosperity. We already saw that happening with the blessings card. But that's up to you if you're going to be willing to let go of the old so you can step into the new, right? This is the Five of Pentacles. This is the Six of Pentacles. When we let go of trying to be controlling, of getting out of the mind, right? The egoic mind with trying to do everything on our own. I told you guys what happened. I tried to fix a situation I had already asked the divine to fix. I caused the delay in my own situation because instead of just trusting what I was shown, right? I freaked out and blocked this. I freaked out. There was no patience. There was no patience. There was me freaking out, trying to hold on, trying to get a grip, and then blocking my own shit. And so now that I've let go, sat my ass down, and was like, Daddy, can you handle that for me? This is what I'm moving towards. Balance, peace, reciprocity. You know what I mean? And that's what's happening for all of us once we step into that. But we have to acknowledge and heal the triggers as they come up. And if we decide to ignore these things, guess what? We get to just wait and 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 get no fruit off of our tree. Or we can water the damn plant and stop being freaking obnoxious and knowing that yeah, we need to do our part too. And then it's like, oh, fantastic. A lush greenland, you know, all the things. Anyway, I've been on here for an hour. I gotta go get my child. She has a half day. I don't know why. Yeah. Sorry guys. Um, I love you more than anything in this world. I love you. God loves you unquestionably. Angels surround you all up in your space right now. And you are forever blessed. All right. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Later, my beloveds.